Hey, you got Lady D over here.
What it do? This is Angie Pooh.
Lady D and Angie Pooh, as well as Lady J. Good evening. We were trying to make sure our music came on, but for some reason we're having a little technical difficulty, and it's being like it don't want to play right. So anyway, we are here with you from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. tonight, and guess what? We have a new day. So our new day to come on and give you what you need from the ladies is now every Wednesday and every Friday. That is going to be our new time. And we definitely want you to tune in. Last night, we had the men on and they were giving their point of view. And tonight's topic, ladies, are you ready?
We ready. We ready.
Are piggybacking off the gentlemen tonight, and don't worry, Glenn, we have a topic for you to make sure you discuss tomorrow, and it's going to be a good one. But tonight's topic, as we were so eloquently told last night,
Tell it.
if your significant other cheated on you, had different relations, and they confessed to you, would you forgive?
You can always tell the topics that the men pick.
But you heard the forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive.
Yeah.
They mean forget. Forget.
Don't worry about it. Well, ladies, we got a lot to talk about, and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about tonight in these next 2 hours, but we are definitely going to kick it off like ASAP. So, I am not going to start it off. So, which one of y'all want to kick this one off?
Ooh.
This one.
All right, you know I'm the flavor. Go ahead.
Well, like for me, it's like I'm big on variants. Like I believe, relationships is like COVID. They got different variants. So it all depends. It all depends on the circumstances. Like I like to think that people have redeeming and qualities that they can come back from, and everybody can change. Everybody can make amends for things. But at the same time, I tend to feel like majority of cheaters, it's a quality. It's a characteristic. You have a few circumstances where people just genuinely just mess up,
We call
but
them dogs.
some of them are just plain old dogs. And then you just have some of them that are just dumb. And then it's like,
Oh,
baby,
they did.
I messed up. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll never do
How
it
do you
again.
mess up? Like you just fall?
Slip and
You slip it out. Like,
I'm just giving scenarios.
Oh, okay.
I'm not giving personal opinions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, I mean, I guess for me, I would like to put them in different categories because you got some men that just plain old dogs. No matter how many times you apologize to it, you might admit to it after you already know that you're gonna get caught, and then
And they always get caught.
and then I think you have those repeat offenders. So if you're a repeat offender and that's just part of your character, then it's just like dude, once a dog, always a dog. Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's that saying that you hear. But I think there's that 1%, the very, very small percentage of not just men but human beings that just do some stupid stuff, and then they wake up and realize like I just blew up my life, and how can I fix this? How can I apologize for it? But again, I think that is a very minuscule amount of people.
There's no fixing it. There's no fix it flat. There's no fix it glue. There's no fix cheating.
So, you wouldn't forgive if your
I've been in a predicament. I think we all have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know. Okay, so I got a whole lot of scenarios.
So, yeah, tell us about it.
I mean, he said he slipped and fell.
Oh Lord.
So,
And I was so young, so I was like, oh, it was an accident. I don't know how it was an
How an accident like that?
How do you have an accident?
Do you have insurance for that? and then for me, the bigger question to me is not whether you forgive, but whether it can actually work. And I think in the instance of men cheating on women, it's more common that the woman takes them back and they keep moving on. Whereas
That's why they do it.
if you find a woman that cheats on a man, it's over.
Oh yeah, man.
And
They can't handle what they dish.
and if you decide for whatever reason that you think you're going to continue with this relationship and make it work, they'll never let you forget it. So it doesn't even make any sense because you'll never get treated the same way ever again. So I mean, there's so many variants when it comes to that.
But would you forgive?
It depends.
What is it?
We
I would
always say,
have to hear. I would really. It would have to be a really compelling situation. It depends on what headspace I'm in at that time in life.
Okay.
It depends on how important the relationship is to me at that point in life. Because sometimes it's just best you cut your losses and keep moving. Because I mean, there's so much damage that's been done. So if you're not positive that you can recover and repair that damage, then you're just wasting each other's time. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So it's not going to. You're saying if you're going to forgive all the way. It's none of that.
Yeah, you can't
bringing
keep.
it back.
Yeah, if you think every time you guys disagree on something, it's like, oh yeah, well, what about that time? No, the time is past. If you're gonna forgive, you have to forgive and let go. I don't believe in forgetting, but there's a difference between letting go and forgetting. I ain't gonna never forget. But depending on the situation, I may be in the headspace where I could possibly let go of something or some sort of relationship indiscretion. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I could actually say I could sit here and forgive the person that I say that I love for cheating.
well, the way that my life is set up, my mind don't let go. Like I will go too far. I will think about where you took her. Was it in my bed? What
That's interesting.
did you spend my money on her? Because you ain't got no money. You don't got no money.
Okay.
Your money is my money. So how much did you spend on her? Have you ever bought her a gift?
Ah. Okay.
So I got all these questions. So I can't turn it off.
Keep going.
So I think that's where I am. You do it. Have fun. Might as well make her the one.
Okay. So it's like forget about it.
It's no coming back. I did that, done that when I was younger. Wore that shirt. I ain't doing it again.
You say you wore that shirt.
No, I'm not doing it again.
Now,
Have fun.
What if children are involved?
My kids grown.
You just like,
Yeah.
I ain't in it.
I ain't in it. Not even that. Do you know all these? We can't even name all these diseases out today.
That's true.
I don't know what she got going on with her personals.
Did you say her personal?
Yeah, a pocketbook. Remember my grandmother used to call it the pocketbook, the
Oh,
purse.
I just found out my grandmother used to call it the gold.
Oh, the gold. Oh, that's good.
I didn't know what she was talking about. My mom said, you didn't know that's what Granny was talking about when she said go wash your gold. I'm like,
Keep it clean, ladies. Keep it clean.
yeah, wash that gold. I didn't know that's what, I didn't know any better.
I just know about the pocketbook, the purse. Grandma said, "Don't give everybody your purse.
Oh,
And-
no.
and-
Yeah,
yeah.
I never heard that one.
It could be a Chloe bag. It could be a Marc Jacob. You don't give it to
Everybody, you
everybody.
can't get your purse. But okay, so let me weigh in. And callers, if you're listening in with us, the telephone number to dial is 340-776-1000. If you are not on the island, or I'm sorry, in the Caribbean, because I know sometimes we get stateside callers. So it's 340 774-8255 or 774-TALK. If you're also interested in advertising, let me just throw that out there. You can dial 776-1000 and, of course, sponsor any of our shows that are here on the new Radio 1 AM 1000. Back to our interesting topic. Forgiveness is a big thing. And as women, we forgive for a lot of things, but I think I'm with Lady D on this one. It depends on the circumstances. No, let me tell you.
That was the fastest roller coaster in the world. That was the fastest roller coaster in the world.
Because I think at a certain age, and because of the age I am, we should have established by now getting all of that extracurricular activity out of our system. Now, don't get me wrong. I know for a fact that things happen. Temptations are there all around, and a lot of times it's the women who are pushing up more than the men. Even I'm just saying that, but no, it's a no-go for me.
At a certain age, ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody has time for that. You should be at this age now where you're like, okay, we've been in this for the long haul. We've been together so many years. You know what I don't approve of, and it's more so not that you can't be forgiven, but what is my worth? Because if you didn't take the time to realize what you had at home, and like they say, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And like you said, Angie Pooh, that's what you chose, so you go ahead and stick with that. And let me know how that worked out for you. So I was trying to look at it, and maybe, a caller or YouTube, but right now we all on the same.
We on YouTube, we on the phone, we on everywhere. Call in.
I am the one that will be on Discord and go the opposite route, but no, I'm not going to even say that I could even try, because that would be in the back of that trust. It's already gone.
So if you look at Big Booty Judy, keep Big Booty Judy.
Yeah, and it's okay. I appreciate the confession.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being honest now, but
They don't need to be honest.
No. Let's say this.
They get court.
Let's say at the beginning of the relationship, let's have an open relationship. You can do, we come home, this is us, no matter what, we're here together, But then, no, it's me and you, we're not going to do this is us. Okay.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they agree with you that it's not going to be, it's just going to be you. But then down the road, no matter how many years it is, you still end up doing something that you were given the freedom to do at the beginning.
No.
So not saying all women do that. They like, no, cut it out. But just using that as an example, but you still turn around and say, but I think what it is, it's okay if I do it, but you can't do it. And I think that's the mentality of having that open. But, I tried, but no, it's not looking good for me. 774-8255, call if you want to chime in and let us know what you think. Please let us know what you think. I really want to know. But we had a lot of conversation from the men last night, and from what I hear, they had a pretty good show of what they felt. And it's just an interesting question. I just don't see it as, but again, forgiveness, and if you really love that person,
you're so nice.
No, I didn't say it was me. That was
We're trying to be objective here. Yeah,
we're really trying to be objective, but it's not looking good for us just on this end. I'm just, but
and I think over the years that I think women have, whether it's a blatant infidelity or just different lies and inconsistencies, I think we've dealt with so much that you've had to forgive, that it's made it, more of a, okay, well, maybe we can work through this. But like I said, when the shoe is on the other foot, them guys be out the door.
That's because our tolerance level is bigger, and then our coping skills are better. They can't cope nor tolerate.
My problem is like what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that a woman steps out of line, we are the worst thing on the face of the earth.
That's fine.
But we're supposed to have. I just think if you treat people with the same kind of allowances and the same kind of understanding that you want for yourself.
That's right. Treat me the way you want to be treated.
And a lot of times I've heard a very wise man always says to me, he's like, if a woman wants to cheat, then, she's going to cheat. And I'm not going to fight over it. I ain't going to beg her back. I'm going to thank the man that took her off my hand.
They say that.
So,
You got a point.
They say that.
So my thing is this. The woman that takes you off my hands, thank you, sister. I'll buy you a drink.
My thing is, I just rather leave. Why go through it? First off,
Yeah.
I'm too old to be trying to guess.
I know.
I remember.
I
And I party too much.
No, I can't remember. I always tell people I'm not a good liar because there's two scenarios. Either I care about you too much to lie to you, so I'm
There
going
you
to tell
go.
you the truth,
Yes.
or I don't care about you enough to put that energy into a lie, so I'm going to tell you the truth. So either way, I don't have the time or the energy to juggle two different relationships. And they be juggling 2 and 3 and 4 whole families. Like I don't. Y'all got some serious energy.
Well, let me just tell you, I am very good with packing and moving. I do it very quick. I am the quick picker-upper. Like, look. Remember, I picked up and came to a whole other island. I don't play them games. I don't play them games. So, if you want to get caught with your hand in someone else's purse cookie jar, have fun, baby. We're not going to fight.
Okay. All right. Let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
And very rare do I use my life. Before I moved here,
Okay.
I was married.
We all were.
We all were. But my ex-husband, after 7 years of thinking that we were great, and I'm bearing your first seed, your male child, and I find out that, there's another woman in the mix, and I'm like, and it blindsided me. So when I found out the information, and he had been treating me very crazy and sleeping in the cab, I'm like, okay, all right. So when it all came to light, I found everything and came in the office, and he came in the bedroom and was saying something about something, just talking crazy. I was reading the newspaper. I flipped the newspaper down and said, pardon me, is there something you need to talk to me about? And he just said, oh, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. I said, hold that thought, please. So I picked up the phone, and that was when we had landlines, and dialed the number. I said, could you go grab the other line, please? Pick up the other phone. So he picks up the other phone, and the young lady.
You called her.
Yeah.
Ooh, she called her.
Her voicemail came in. I said, if you want to leave a message, now's the time to do it. And I hung up. So he came in the room, and I was reading the paper. And he kept, and I flipped it back down. And I said, something you want to say? Well, I just, needed someone to talk to. I said, it's okay. You can go ahead and continue to talk because you do have to leave. And that night, he had to leave. Now, mind you, I did have young boys.
Yeah,
At the time, I was, so in looking at that, I had our firstborn son, knew nothing but mommy and daddy. So having that idea of, okay, it's not like we date. This is a marriage. And in, going by quote unquote what the Bible says, it says, through sickness and health, through better for worse. So I took my vows very seriously. However, after a while of just looking, and every day you get that feeling like, why would you? And the person that they cheated with, that's the other thing you looking at that like,
Well,
Yeah,
in
this
my
and
vows,
that. No, it was right. So it's eventually, yeah, I tried, but yeah, it didn't work at all. But then when I tried again, he ended up cheating again. And after that, I was like, "Look, babies, little babies, tall babies, I don't care. It's a done deal." Because I had given that opportunity again. So to me, it's a done deal. And I'm not bringing what someone else did, but I know my worth and I know my standards. And if I say this is how it is in a relationship for us, that's how I expect it to be, especially if we agree to the same thing.
And
What?
see, that's go ahead.
let me just say this because what I have a problem with is one, like I said, we all been through it. We all been there or whatever. I'm scared. I'm scared of how and what I'm gonna do when I find out you doing what you did. So to protect me and my craziness. This is Angie Pooh. This is Angie Pooh on the line. So me and my craziness. I be like, what I do? Like, really do? Hold up, I'm gonna need to do like my craziness won't allow me to let you stay, and that's just straight up because my brain won't stop. I won't sleep, and I just be like, I said, I be thinking like, damn, you just like really did this. So cheating to me is bigger than cheating. That word is very small, but the act is so big, and that's the way I look at it. It's not to be played with lightly. And these men, you laying down with Big Booty Judy, you don't know who Big Booty Judy laying down with. It's so much bigger and deeper than what it is. They're not thinking about the kids. They're not thinking that you can or can't afford to have Big Booty Judy. They out there whining and dining and 69 and all that other stuff. I'm going to need you to chill, bro. I'm going to need you to chill.
But my question is, also with the wine and the dining and the double number.
I'm sorry. PG.
The double numbers. It's, go ahead, Deshaun. She just threw me off.
It's girl talk.
That's right.
I was going back to the fact that the story that you were telling, the example you gave, is that that lent to a character trait because you gave him that second opportunity and he did it again. So that's why I say it all depends, because you if it's something that you did one time and you make amends and you show and you take every opportunity to show that it's never going to happen again, and then you are those who's like, yeah, I'm going to do this again because this is just who I am. And then the other part that I was thinking about is what's the level of cheating? Was it just a one-time thing? Was it a whole affair that went on for a certain period of time, and you just realized that this is the wrong thing? All of a sudden, you had an epiphany and woke up and decided, look, I want to get out of this. And is it because your affair started going left and you wanted your relationship back that you went and confessed? So there's so many aspects to it.
Wait, D.
Uh-huh.
So does it matter if it was a one-nighter? Because that's totally disrespectful. You didn't even care enough that you just made that a one night. Miss, I'm sorry. Wait, pause. Hold up. Come back. Rewind. I don't care about a one-nighter. Because if you made it a relationship, we in a relationship. We all in a relationship.
And not a
one-nighter. Especially.
It can be looked at on both aspects. Because for me, all of it is disrespectful. All of it is hurtful. But for me, I think I could, and I'm just saying I think maybe I could possibly get over a one night something as opposed to an ongoing relationship, because that means you're invested emotionally in this other person.
Exactly.
And so it's going to always be in the back of my mind, like, first of all, it's embarrassing. And I think what men don't realize, aside from the infidelity that you caused, you brought a whole nother person into our relationship, and you share things with them. They know about me, and I don't know about them. That is like the height of embarrassment.
And disrespect.
you know, and disrespect. So now, not only did you disrespect me, but you allowed another woman to disrespect me.
And the friend that you are telling about the
Yes,
new woman,
because you know,
you're not
you
keeping
know,
it to yourself.
no, yeah, you telling somebody.
So that you're spreading it now.
Tyrone knows about Big Booty Juice.
Yes.
It's all the Tyrones, the Mike, the Chris. Everybody know about Big Booty Judy. But back to that. Let's just talk about that.
Yes,
Because one night is careless.
Yes.
A relationship is disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
My intuition going to tell me when you did the one night, the one day, the one wrong, 1 week, one opportunity, 1 hour. I'ma know because I know you. I know you. We know when they change. You know what I'm saying? You
You know what? They don't think that we do.
they know.
I know.
They don't care.
They don't. I don't think. No. I just. They're like, what's wrong? Nothing. What do you mean nothing's wrong? There's something wrong. Like, why are you acting like that? Acting like what? I ain't acting no way. I'm like, yeah, you are. I was like, do you really think that you're acting the same way you act every day? Everything's cool. I'm just like, okay. Do you think that playing dumb actually makes it go away? Like, I don't.
Well, I'm about to mess you ladies up. You know, chalk it up because I'm about to ask a question.
Okay.
Is it easier for us to cheat?
That's a good question.
It's all about cheating tonight. You know, I'm not team women, team men. I'm just saying it out
I think
loud.
women just do it better.
Oh,
And on that note, we're going to take a quick pause for the call. Callers, if you're out there listening, please give us a call at 774-8255. We want to know your opinion of what's
We
going
want
on.
to talk to you about cheating.
come and talk to us.
Tonight's topic on Vantage Point Ladies Edition. The topic from the man, a continuation from the man's topic last night, and that is, before I go to break, we got one call.
We got a
So-
caller.
Yes. Caller, you're live.
How are you guys doing?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, caller. We're good. How are you?
First-time caller. Oh,
Welcome first.
Welcome, first timer.
yeah, you guys are funny though.
Thank you.
We got jokes.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
Does forgiveness, or have you really truly forgive a person if you keep bringing it up and reminding the person, either male or female, what you've done 6-7 years ago, but you keep rehashing it like it happened yesterday? Have you really and truly forgive that person? I'll hang up and listen and let somebody else call it.
Thank you, caller.
And that is a great question. And if we just said it,
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make earlier. That it's nice to say, oh, can you forgive? But if you can't let it go, and if you're gonna continually bring it up and poke at the person, then that's not forgiveness. And I don't care whether it's man or woman. It's not fair to keep. You're basically holding that person hostage in this relationship because you will never care for them or love them or look at them the same way again, and that's emotional blackmail.
I disagree because it was emotional when you decided to lay down and put us out there. So if I revisit this more than once, you have to understand. I'm just saying you did it to us. Don't act like I did this to us. You did this to us. You put us in a predicament. So I'm going to forgive, but I'm not going to forget. It's going to be hard for me to forget. I promise you. Every time I look at your peoples, that thing down here, I'm going to be thinking what you gave it. You gave my peoples away. You gave my peoples away.
But then you think. But Angie Pooh, then do you think that it's fair to stay in a relationship with that person knowing that you can, because you're not forgiving them, and no one's saying that you have to forget, but if you can't let it go and move forward, then you're not forgiving them. So is it fair to stay in the relationship knowing that who you are can't allow you to forgive them for that indiscretion that they gave?
You talking to me? I said from the beginning.
Yeah.
I am 3 men in the move. I move out. I'll pack you
I'm
up. I
sorry,
got to
audience.
go.
I forgot who I was
I'm
talking
yeah,
to. So
this is
Angie
me.
Pooh, it's a no.
It's a no. It's a no. Deuces. Nice meeting
But-
you. It was fun.
But to answer your question, Carla, at least for me, you know, if you're gonna forgive, forgiving means that you have to let it go. You have to stop poking, and you have to both work on moving forward. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Well, that's a no for me. I'm
Tell it.
no, I no.
Tell it.
No,
Tell it.
no, but wait. We're answering the caller's question.
I am, and
So no, no meaning that
you
you
can't forgive.
okay, you just can't forgive.
It's just,
But no,
you're
but he's
not
saying
right. He's saying
the
that
definition of
the
forgiving.
definition,
If you're
are
saying
really
you
forgiven?
yeah, if you say you're gonna forgive them and stay in the relationship, then that means that you can't continuously bring it up and poke at them for years to come. But the consensus in the studio is that we're not even forgiving.
But you know what? when I said my vows, all that what is it? To death do us apart, and to only thing I'm obeying is his seafood. But anyway, you know, guys, when it's in their benefit, they always have a comeback. You gotta forgive me. You gotta do this, or you know, according to the word, you should do this. What? I'm sorry. What about what you shouldn't have been doing?
Men start quoting the Bible. They start coming up with old sayings whenever it is convenient to them. They tell you about the virtuous this and that. But when it comes to you, you can't remember the stuff that relates to man. But you can always tell a woman what they supposed to do and what not supposed to do.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry. That's why I said I would nicely fold your stuff.
But I think that's why we couldn't continue, because of the hurt that was. You know, I'm a sensitive person.
Yes.
As tough as I attempt to be,
And she's tough.
and from where I'm from,
Chicago.
it's just, you know, I'm a tough girl. But when you play with my heart, and you, because I'm also a Libra, and Libra we love very hard. I know as females, you know, as me, as a female, a Libra female, I love hard. If I'm going to be with you, I'm giving you everything that I have. And if I love you and we are in a true committed relationship, I don't think that forgiveness could come in for me. Yes, you can be forgiven because we're supposed to forgive,
Yes.
but we can't be together.
Continue, I can
we
forgive you,
can't
but we will not
continue
be in a relationship
because there's no trust there, and even if I say, okay, I forgive you down the road, it's going to take time to rebuild. And is that man willing to put in that effort if he quote unquote loves you so much and knows that he's messed up? So let's talk about that when we come back after this little break. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. You are listening to Vantage Point Ladies Edition right here on Radio 1 AM 1000. We'll be back after a break.
So we have a question in the live.
Radio 1 AM 1000, Charlotte Amalia, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Sorry.
A new vegan food truck is in Frenchtown. Check out Plantastic, all plant-based foods.
So we have a question in the chat. They asked, Jada, I want you to come up and say hi.
Open Monday through Saturday.
You gotta come and say hi to all the ladies.
Or pick up 340-51.
We got some people in the building. So the question is the sex the same after you've been cheated on?
And look out to see as you eat. Tables available as well. Check out Plantastic today.
We're gonna see if it's the same.
Next to the Radio 1 tower.
Pro Solar and Oriental Bank are
I
excited to
don't think
announce
I've
a
ever
zero
consciously
money down
cheated on
finance program
Really?
in the West Virgin Islands.
I've cheated though.
You cheated? Oh, that's good
You
to
can
know.
take control of your
No, we ain't gotta tell nobody that. And I confessed to it.
You confessed to it?
And that's how I would tell you that the relationship.
She's such a good girl. She's such a good girl.
It couldn't work.
Deny till it don't happen.
No, I was in college and I confessed to it, and he started treating me like the scum of the earth. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry, but I'm not putting up with this.
Just come real quick and say hi to everybody. Real quick. Let's see if we can get some people to call in. Your opinion matter. Call in, guys. The number is up on top. What is it? One more time. What's the number?
774
We know 340.
774
Mm-hmm.
8255.
8255. Call in, guys. Your opinion matters.
Nobody told me about the pain. Say everything can make up to. Well, then tell me who. Say my name. Say my name.
They don't say your name. You realize they never say your name because they might mix up the names.
Baby boo.
They start calling you nicknames.
Baby.
Baby, everybody, babe,
I'm like, where you at?
babe.
Where you at? Say my name.
Say my name.
I love you.
Love you.
That's
These
my
women don't even
baby.
care.
I think to tell me I love. Say I love you.
The women don't care. So is our sound okay? Are we good? Can you guys hear us? Please put your questions in the live. We will ask them. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock. So the talk show is from the 7 to 9. And we want you to engage with us. Call in. You're on an island. And we're talking about cheating. Have you ever confessed? Do you want to confess? This is your confession time.
Tell me who.
What?
Say my name. Say my name.
What's her name? What's her name?
Big Booty Judy.
Big Booty Judy. Let me say Big Booty Judy forever.
Big Booty Judy is real. She out there.
Big Booty Judy is real.
Now, the booties ain't real. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I be looking, I'm like, no, that one ain't real.
Are you?
It's
When last time you been to Atlanta?
not.
I'm like, you be wanting to just poke them and say,
I did that to somebody one time, and she looked like she got mad. She was like, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" I'm like, "That shit ain't real."
I'm not doing this with
And
you.
she looked at me. I was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to check. It was too squishy. It wasn't real."
It'd be like, round to the right, round to the right. I forgot, what's your name tonight?
No, I think she's Lady J tonight.
Oh, she just Lady J? Oh, okay.
She can't hear me.
Oh, she can't hear me? Okay.
She don't look like she can. Maybe she can.
Or Becky.
Becky? Oh, yes, Becky.
Big Boo Becky.
Becky with the good hair.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Say my name, say my name. All right. Say it. Yeah, you better say my name.
Yeah, where you at? Who there with you?
Welcome back to Vantage Point Ladies Edition's tonight's topic is if your significant other confessed to you of cheating, would you forgive them? And so far the consensus of the women have been like, it's a negative. Well, except for Lady D.
She's so sweet. She's so sweet.
And again, I have to say that I'm not sure.
Okay, you're right.
You know,
did say
I'm
you're
really,
not sure.
it depends on the circumstances. It depends on the person. It depends on the level of the relationship. So I'm a little on the fence, and I'm very big on circumstances.
And that's why we're here, because you may change someone's mind who is right here, like right now, like negative dude. But look at your butt before I go. 774-8255 or 774-TALK is the number for you to call in if you want to chime in and give your perspective on this topic. It's a very hot one and a very interesting one as well. So Go ahead, Lady D. I don't want you to lose your train of thought. I just wanted to throw that number out there.
I think I kind of did, but that's okay. I forgot what I was saying. No, I mean, I guess it's just, it's that infidelity. And like you were saying earlier, once your feelings get hurt and you lose that trust. So, even going back to what the caller said, he was asking, if you're forgiving them, you can't keep bugging them about it. And I agree with that, but I'm going to flip it back right now. You got to be willing to do that work. Mm-hmm. You can't just confess and ask for forgiveness and think that it's going to be peaches and roses. You have to earn that trust back. Mm-hmm. And no, you shouldn't be persecuted for years on end, but you're going to have to take a couple pokes and jabs until those wounds healed. And then at some point, you both have to be responsible parties and figure out whether or not it's something that you can heal from. And if you can't, be adult enough to walk away.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there you go. Be adult enough instead of playing the games.
The games, yes.
And I think, okay, go ahead, Angie. Angie Pooh. Come down. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think you're so sweet. I mean, it's like I said, the factors are so much bigger than what they are because I can't. I think you would be placed on punishment for a long time. Like things would change in our relationship. It would change. Like I don't see us being okay for a while.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we will go into a routine because, I'm going to move out the room. There ain't no whole lot of us sleeping in the same bed. I might disinfect you. I got some Lysol. I might throw some bleach on it. You know what I mean? Your man's like.
We are so not playing with you.
I feel much comfortable to keep it real and be like, we might not make it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't care enough to not do it. Why should I care enough to stay?
That's a good point.
That's the other question too. Wait, well, why would I care enough to stay?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's a good point.
Why am I going to fight for us when you decided?
When you didn't.
You didn't.
You should have been fighting for us when she was taking your pants off.
Okay.
But I think what women, we look at also, and I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying.
We receive
I really
it.
do.
We receive it.
We receive it. I do receive it. But I just think that it becomes, as women, we look at, okay, you've already spent time.
Mm-hmm.
Having an affair is an expense.
Yeah.
So I know
You spent my money. You spent my money.
You spent the money that was in this household.
Mm-hmm.
Not only time, it's money, time, but emotion. And I know women are emotional creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So that woman that you've been with, she's already attached to you in
Oh,
some
yes.
way. She's going to not stop calling you. She's going to not stop texting you. We have a caller on the line.
Oh, shucks. Color.
Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air live.
Are you guys back again?
Oh, he's back.
I agree with some and disagree with some.
Okay.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. So hear me out for a moment. Can the behavior of a person cause another person to get sick? Not making an excuse, because I'm not saying it's right at all. But can the behavior of the other person cause a person to be faithful to the other party?
That's a cop out for me because was your behavior
Yo, I say a person.
a person?
Yeah,
I'm speaking
Make it
a
objective.
person. Yeah, but let's think about the behavior when you decided to do what you did. So don't blame me because you decided to. It's easier for you to walk away. You're hurting so many different people.
You Caller, you said it's not impossible, but it's
It
difficult.
is not impossible to walk away, but it's difficult to walk away if you have a lot invested in the relationship, one way or the other.
So it's difficult to walk away, but it's not difficult to not cheat.
My question was,
That's a man for you.
male or female, cause the other person. You know, some people say, well, okay, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing this. I'm not saying it makes it right,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to still be real of how people look at certain things. Maybe that might be their excuse for doing it, but I'm saying based on people's behavior, can that ultimately cause the other person to be unfaithful to the person? Whether it's emotional unfaithfulness, physical unfaithfulness, whatever. That's my question.
Okay.
Other people calling, but I'm enjoying your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller.
Caller, you can call in anytime. You're never bothering us. It's never a problem. Okay, who wants to take that one?
I'll take that one.
Okay,
Go ahead, D.
Um,
You know, sweet D.
for me, I have to be honest. I do think that can cause someone to cheat. Like the caller said, it's not an excuse. It doesn't make it right. But I think that is a big reason outside of those who that's just their character and their personality and they're going to just cheat because they're cheating. Especially if you have a relationship that there's something that's wrong, there's something that's missing, and you've tried to work it out, and you're whether the other party is not being cooperative or they're just not getting it, or there's things going on where you don't have time to spend with the person, and you have that person, whether intentional or unintentionally, that fills that void, that will lend to cheating. So these are some of the circumstances where I know like people may find themselves in compromising situations. Now, again, you're supposed to avoid these things because you know what you're in, but people will find themselves in these, get themselves, I don't want to say find because you didn't like trip up on the circumstance. You get yourself into these compromising circumstances, and whatever is missing in your relationship, you fill that void with someone else.
Okay, so Michelle Obama just spoke. That was so good because now we're going to talk about Angie Pooh. Can we please talk it? Because I'm going to just tell it. I don't care. I did not sign up for the swinger.com. Okay? You did not. I did not sign up. So when you decide that we were swinging,
You know that's a topic coming up soon.
oh God, when you decided to put us in the swinger boat, in the pool, the swinger pool, I didn't sign up for that. So I don't care about the bills. I mean, my kids gonna be okay because they're gonna see us. We can co-parent. But my kids is grown, so that's another issue. But no, I did not sign up to be a swinger. So no, there is no you cheat and come back and I need to consider this and I need to do that. Did you consider? Did you say, let me think about her? I don't talk to her, so why would I go have a full-fledged with another person and talk to them? I don't take her out. Why would I go and take another person out? I don't buy her shoes. She buy her own shoes. Why would I go buy another woman's shoes? When the last time I bought her a pocketbook and some flowers? See, all that you doing that's cheating, won't you cheat with your woman?
Girl,
Cheat with your woman. I promise you, it will get exciting because the one thing about us women, we got different color weaves. We got different color hair. We can put different clothes on. I mean, I'm working with like 5 personalities over here. So I'm telling you, I can be whoever you want me to be.
And put that in.
Put it
into
into me.
relationship.
Put it into me. Wait, hold up. Am I doing it right? Like, is it this way or this way?
You could go both ways.
But I did not sign up for the swinger pool.
Okay, all right. Now, in my opinion, I don't think what a person is not doing because there's an opportunity for you all to talk about okay, look, this has been bothering me,
That's
and
right.
you know, you keep doing it, and it's really pushing the limits of our relationship. Now, either on my end, that man is going to listen and start making changes, but at the same time, I'm going to ask you, and tell me what I'm not doing. Since you say you don't do this, you know, tell me what I'm not doing so I can fix it. So let me know what I'm not doing so I can work on it. But when you got with me, you knew the exact type of person that I was.
Check.
You knew what I liked, what I didn't like, what I enjoyed doing as far as activities outside the house, with my friends, with my family, with you. And now all of a sudden, well, she's not cooking every day. Well, she's also working a job 9 to 8. And, you know, coming home and may not have that opportunity. But you're not thinking of, oh, well, she cooked every day all the way up until this day. We don't consider that. For the male, oh, he's not buying me flowers, or he's continuing to work late every night. Well, he's working late to make sure that I'm looking at it from both men and women. I'm not just saying this is what a woman feels, but I'm saying from a man who's doing right by his woman, and she goes out and steps out. I just think that a person's behavior is a person's behavior. People will do what they want to do. If you want to do right, or you want to test the water. Now, there's a consequence for every action,
Yeah.
and you have to be willing to accept that consequence. So if you want to play big and bad and bold, then you get big and bad bold results.
Isn't it a song like that?
Big
So
and
you back from outer space? What? No, nah.
I'm not sure.
I
about
will
that.
survive.
No, you're talking about I will survive. And a lot of people aren't getting that, you know, well, she wasn't doing this or he wasn't doing that. That's what made me step out. Okay, so why should that person want to stay?
True.
Why should that person want to be bothered? We have another caller on the line.
Color.
Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live on the air. You want to talk? We're
Good
fine.
evening, good
We're fine.
evening.
Thank you.
Evening. We got a man.
This goes for both men and women, okay?
Mm.
And I'm gonna give it to the lady that got the divorce, the one that talked about the divorce.
Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna give it to her, but it can be shared on both sides. Can you forgive them when it's not for you to forgive? It's for him to forgive himself for what he has done to himself. Then you will see his forgiveness through his actions, for you will see a changed man. Got it?
Oh, yeah, I understand clearly. And thank you, caller, for bringing that up. But go ahead. I'll answer. I'll reply to you once you're done.
Okay, I'm finished.
And I would add to that what you said. You're absolutely right. It is for that person to forgive themselves. Now, although I am not with my ex-husband in any shape, form, or fashion, the only thing we share are our children. It took all this time for us to become friends, for him to realize what he had messed up.
Don't they always?
So after all these years, we can have a civil conversation. He can say, yeah, I screwed up. But he knows there's nothing there emotionally that will ever bring me back to him. The only thing we have together are our children, and that's it. So yes, forgiveness can come into play. But again, we will never be together because you have violated that trust. Go ahead, Carl.
Twice.
And I understand you quite well with what you're saying. Because that's what I'm saying to you. Does not apply directly to you. Because when two people get married, I always say there's a line that's not crossing. And that line, once you commit to a marriage,
you're not to play that game anymore. You have already played all the games you needed to play.
That's right.
All right?
Yes.
So it wasn't really directed to you that thing. But you're absolutely right. I was sorry that you went back because you can't go back when that marriage is in place. When someone does something like that, that was never
Wow.
for the marriage. You never go back.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, Carla.
So he can forgive himself. But when you're playing the game, that applies to playing the game. Because you are still searching and doing because you're trying to make up your mind who you choose, whatever the case may be. But I'm saying, once you sign that you all are together, the other part that you left behind was not applied to that. Never give them a second chance because they have broken, they have crossed that line. You have to put a line in your life. And anyone, I don't care, you will probably be in love with the person still, but because they crossed that line, you cannot go back. You already spoiled everything.
Oh,
Yes.
whoa.
Thank you, Carla.
You're welcome.
Wow. And this is from a man. You're listening to Vantage Point Ladies Editions right here on Radio 1 AM 1000. And this is our night tonight. We're we're piggybacking off the men's topic. If your significant other cheated and confessed, would you forgive? That caller just made
He gave me some
he gave me
goosebumps.
some
He did.
goosebumps.
I was
He broke
appreciative
down.
of that one.
Yes. And I have to really say, coming from a man's point of view,
I could appreciate that.
I can appreciate that. I really can.
Do you give classes, caller?
No, but what needs to happen, and we've talked about this before, is that you need to have that network, not just of men, of women, and we have to get back to our values and our standards, and women, we have to start learning how to appreciate ourselves, and like the caller said, we have to draw that line, and you don't allow anyone to cross that. And men. Older men, if you see them young bucks out there, pull them up. Tell them what they're supposed to do. Guide them. Because they're walking around thinking that they got the world by the balls.
Literally.
Literally. And then they're wondering, like, why my relationship doesn't work. Why, these women out here tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then they get angry and then they blame all of their downfalls on women.
We always tripping. We nagging, we tripping. And what's the other one? We don't give it enough. We don't give the pocketbook enough.
Oh.
Well, how much do you need?
Let them tell it they need it every single day. That's why they cheat.
But that's another topic.
Okay, that's another story.
That's another night. That's another
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
That's another
yeah.
night.
They got all these
We
reasons
gonna
why
get to
they
that.
cheat.
And I love it because this time we'll be able to give the gentlemen.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so they're starting on Mondays. We have Pastor. There's a pastor on Pastor Walker, I believe, on Monday nights now, starting at 7. So that's why we were switched because there was another program that came in and asked for that time. And we switched our time to accommodate that individual. So we are now on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'm going to love wrapping up the weekend and having them consider.
We're going to call some folks and have some loveless weekends.
Oh my goodness.
Be careful what you say and what you call in and the arguments y'all having at home.
And we're not here to break our relationship, but it is
Or
a
bash
topic-
men.
or bash men.
We're not.
We're here to educate,
That's right.
entertain.
Mm-hmm.
And enlighten a little bit
enlighten a
because
little bit.
you only know the plight of the other half until you listen to
Until
it.
until you actually
Yeah.
listen. And that's another
Listen.
stuff.
Are you hearing me or are you listening to me?
Right. So that's gonna be one of those too. would be a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
But we just having a conversation.
you
The
hearing me, but
conversation
you
need to
ain't
happen.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so-
ain't listening. You hearing me, but you ain't listening to me.
And I
Beyonce
think
said
that's
best.
where we end up with a lot of relationships. We hear, like when the caller just said, because of a person is not, may not be their behavior or their, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And the person has mentioned it and they've discussed it, but has the other person really heard what they're saying? So you're so wrapped up in what they're not doing, and when they say, "Tell me what I'm not doing so I can help," and
They
you
don't have
still,
nothing to say.
but then you don't turn around. You can't turn around and say, "Well, the behavior is because of this person." I really, and literally, the caller literally gave me goosebumps on that statement.
that felt good.
When he told me I should have never gone back.
Oh,
And regardless of the children and as women, a lot of and so many homes are we have so many single parent homes in our community, and as women and we have children, we want that household structure, we want that father, but sometimes it's not always possible.
It's not.
And I actually think, had I really known this caller 20 something plus years ago, I would have never gone back. I would have actually never, I would have made it work with us being in separate households, but still raising our children.
That's right.
It can be done. And again, we're not encouraging, if someone cheated to divorce. No, if you can work, I'm all for. If you can work it out and make it work, I'm all for it. It just didn't work for me. So, that's my take on it.
It wasn't me.
so just a little fun fact. When I was looking some information up, so about 16% of relationships, quote unquote, work, and I say quote unquote because, it's a social poll, and they're saying that they work, but I think just basically that they stay together. Okay, because I don't think that just because they stay together means that it's really actually working. But they say 16% of relationships work after cheating, and the percentage is a little bit higher when it comes to relationships that were marriages. So I think a lot of married people try to stick it out, and may recover a little more than just a boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship.
Yeah.
And then I also found another fun fact that when it comes to men and women, men cheat more. They cheat. 20% of men cheat as opposed to 13% of women. And this is just general social poll. Not saying that it's cut in stone, but that's some of the information that I found.
Okay. That's good information.
That's good. Thank you. Thanks for caring and sharing and caring.
Behind.
Yeah. Again.
It's not us. But now that we say, if the person confessed to cheating, what if it's the appearance of someone cheating?
Okay.
And
Well,
I mean,
like the caller said, emotional. He mentioned emotional. So, I think there's a lot of emotional cheating, and like I said on another show, micro cheating happening, that may not have actually made it to physical, but it's like that intent is there. So, to me, I think it hurts just as much as actual cheating, and it lets me know that that's the next step for you.
Okay, now that's a good point. So you're saying they may not be cheating, but they're constantly texting and on WhatsApp, and they're all of a sudden they disappear. Their schedule changes or their routine changes. And as women, and we're giving you a heads up, man. Straight up. We know our men. If we love you and we are invested in you, we know what you're doing. We know your character. We know something's not right.
Something's not right.
Right.
Yeah.
We know it. And and people say it's women's woman's intuition. They're absolutely right. And I really truly believe that to my whole heart's content. But I just think that it's very hard. What percentage do you think of men who were told by their significant other, listen, I did a mistake, I messed up, I'm so sorry, things were rough, we weren't doing it, I'm not saying it's right, and see, even how do you come to somebody like that? But what percentage of men do you think would be forgiving as versus the women? Do you think more men?
Very little. Very little. As far as I know, a lot of, well, and I'll say this, I do know that there are, it's hard because then you have the overall statistical, like including like the stateside mainland, and then you have the Virgin Islands. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like the amount of cheating that goes on in the islands, how do you find the time? Like I hear so many stories, and it's on both sides. I hear men and women, and you're like, yeah, this person, and he had and she were over here messing around too, and he were over. It's like y'all live in the same house, but y'all both live two totally different lives.
Separate lives.
You know what I'm saying?
Separate
And
lives.
it's so crazy down here. I don't even know if it's majority men. I think it's almost split evenly because, like, she got this over here, he got that over there. She got a man that takes her out, and he got a woman that keeps him in. I can't with y'all. I don't know where you find the time. Maybe you need to get a part-time job. Like, I don't know. I don't know how we find the time down here to do it.
Okay, all right, that's a good point. Keisha Cole made a song, Should Have Cheated. So,
Tell it, Keisha. Tell it, Keisha.
but even in saying that, again, why?
What does
Instead
that
of just
do?
saying, what
Walk
does it
away.
say?
Just walk away.
Just walk
Just
away.
walk away.
We have a caller on the line.
Caller.
You are live. Caller, you there?
Good night, ladies.
Good night,
Good
caller.
night.
Good night.
Am I interested, no? Even though the cars, the guys show last night, no?
Mm-hmm.
But, no, not years back, like pension so much nowadays, right? Just increase everything, right? It's like years back, my mother, my father was married, no, but back in the 60s and 50s, most ladies never used to work. No? They used to just stay home, take care of the home, take care of the kids, But into the time, time so just so much, Then we never had no social media, no computer, no cell phone, so today, I didn't know sophisticated. So for me, into the time, a woman would take, like, what's done, I go, a woman with a kid. And like, a woman today won't take nonsense. That's a woman out today. So today, as a woman, there is nonsense, and as a woman, they have very good jobs. Women make better money than killing men.
And we don't got to put up with it no more. Yeah.
Especially if a man going with any woman that, unless that them. But they're not negotiated like that. So to me, the kind of instability going on into the time, 2021, a lady is not really gay, the nonsense.
True.
But a woman in the 60s, a housewife,
Yeah, it would have took back in the day. Yeah. Yeah.
the bills we do winter, my job is to take care of the home and take care of the kids.
Yeah.
The woman is not very done. The women work and they have very good
Yeah.
jobs. So to me, how I look at it today, it's like women will take more nonsense from men easily like years back. And that's my protest for the night.
Okay.
Thank you.
So much. We appreciate your call. Keep it locked right here. Oh,
You
okay.
too. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Can I make a suggestion? So I'd rather for you to cheat on your taxes than cheat on me. You might
No,
go
don't
further.
cheat. Don't,
You
don't
might
cheat
go
on the
further. further. You might go further.
Don't tell me to do that.
On my door, so.
But just to go back to what the caller said, really and truly, that's a crazy concept, but it's true. I remember sitting and listening to some older women talking, and like back in the day, like you would have a man and he have children for several different women, and they would get together and raise their children together.
Okay, polygamy is a choice.
No, but not polygamy where they're like one big happy family, but the women bond together. They make sure their kids know each other. They look out for each other because what's happened has already happened. And so, like he said, that was a way of life back in the day, and I have heard those stories. And I didn't think about it like that, but yes, women nowadays, depending on the woman, we have that option where a lot of us can take care of ourselves and pay our own bills devoid of the man. So if you want to mess around, brother, you could go.
You can go.
Where there was a time when a lot of women didn't have that option.
Okay.
Okay.
And
It's just no benefit, though. It's just absolutely no benefit in cheating.
No, I mean, well, I agree with you.
There's no benefit. I mean, we can go old school, new school, Dutch school. It's just no benefit at all in cheating.
But in going and saying what you're saying, as the caller said, a lot of women are at this point where we're at a different mindset. Women are at a different mindset.
Not only mindset, but we're in a different social status and social class and financial status where back in the day, and even some women today, some women aren't financially sound enough to walk away. Some women don't have that option to, throw everything away and walk away. I mean, you always have the option, but it's even more frightening if you're not the breadwinner, if you're not the one that's financially stable, if you don't see a way, to take care of you and your children when you walk out that door. Whereas, more and more today, you have women that are the breadwinners and women that can tell the man, like, oh, okay, dude, you got to go. Or they can walk out and buy a house tomorrow or get an apartment and not think twice about it. So there's a lot more to it than just the emotional side of it. There's the economical, social, and financial side of it. Unfortunately, it has to be taken in consideration before you walk out that door.
So, financially, has nothing to do with diseases and things like that. If you don't cover us up, I ain't covering you up.
But now I have to agree with the finances. Even when I finally left my ex-husband,
Yes.
I walked out with I said, "You can have everything
So did I.
in here
So
except
did
my
I.
children." And I walked out the house with my children
That's
and
right.
my clothes.
That's right.
And their clothes. That's it. So I understand what you're saying. Some women are not in that frame of mind where they are
Financially
stable.
Yeah.
Now, even though I was the first couple of years, I wanted to stay at home. It was agreed upon I would stay at home with the children the first couple of years, and my sons are 6 years apart.
Okay.
So each couple of years, I stayed until they started preschool. 2 years. At age 2, they would. So that nurturing and then moving forward. Okay, now you're working, or even in. At the time that my ex-husband cheated, I hadn't gone back to work yet.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a factor.
Yeah, I hadn't gone back to work because my child was still a baby.
Okay.
So with that being said, I still am. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes we make it to where, okay, I got to do what I got to do until I get to where I need to get to. But it depends also on the woman's frame of mind, her opportunities. The brother says the education. It's you don't have to be a college degreed individual to say I'm stepping out and leaving. I don't have to. No, you are a woman or a man who has been cheated on, and I can't tell anybody about their finances. But are you trapping yourself in that relationship when you don't leave and you stay because of this reason. Because in a sense, you've already lost that trust. You're already upset with that individual. You know it's not going to work.
Yes.
And now you're stuck here
Yeah.
because you have that mentality like I can't do it without finances or whatever. It can be done.
I mean, but I feel like all these factors are factors, and then what we pass on to our younger generation, like our daughters, we leave them with this false narrative that you should give him another chance. He's going to do different. He's going to be better.
He'll go to mama.
Yes. I'd rather for my adult daughters, you hear me, babies, I'd rather for you to move out and move in my basement or a 1-bedroom apartment than to settle. Because they don't, if they did it once and they got away with it, I mean, they probably did it more than once. And we only know of it to be one time. They could have been, like you said, they have relationships around the corner. My grandfather had a whole full family around the corner from my grandmother.
92.
And I was like, Grandma, really?
My great grandfather.
Yeah, like Grandma, like you didn't know? Yeah, I knew. I knew when he disappeared where he was going.
And during those years, if that was the time, well, I know on stateside, I can't speak in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
but
we can't speak
my
here.
great grandfather, my great grandmother had 11 children.
So did mine. My grandma had
So
16.
around the corner, Miss Jackson had 3
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
on Arnold Street, 2 blocks over. Miss Jeffries had 2. You see what I'm saying? So grandpa, great grandpa
Was a Rolling
Rolling
Stone.
Stone. And
Exactly.
in that time frame in those years, you know, and you would ask her, what would you possibly think? But the odd thing is he split the family time and they ended up not saying it was okay, but they were accepting of it. But
Because
now-
you can't defend it.
can't-
What they do is they like, oh, well, it is what it is. Or he's just going to be a man.
we have not on my watch. We have another caller on the line.
Caller.
Caller, you are live on the air. Say what you gotta say to us.
Hello, good evening, caller.
We're here, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, this is just a joke, right? Listen, I want you to take it as a joke, okay?
We're
Okay,
listening.
listen.
How many men were brave enough to call in and discuss about car chat, about having a relationship outside, you know?
Okay. 2.
Okay, so how many? 3.
No, right? Where my women
That's
at?
because we're listening. We're trying to make sure. So go ahead.
The woman took tonight and son, I mean,
Are you trying to say we cheat?
That's not a sign. That's a woman that's sitting there listening like, yeah, we're agreeing.
Yeah.
Calling in.
listen, so we really have some good men in this. To put our in fight and smoke our
All it is the woman sitting there and the man sitting right next to her, so she can't call in and say what she really wants to say.
Where she really,
Because she knows she gonna be talking
where
about
she know,
him.
she know.
We are not having it, so that's why women not calling because they sitting right next to the cheating man.
That's why I don't listen to the man version of the show.
No, we
Because
don't.
the last time I listened to it with somebody sitting next to me, Lord have mercy, was problems.
Many. Many problems.
All right, caller.
Thank you.
so much. Keep it locked right here. And it will be a woman calling here sooner or later.
Yes, come on, my sisters. Come on, I need to hear your voice.
Go back, caller.
He got jokes.
He got big jokes.
He got jokes.
He
He
got
got
big
jokes.
jokes. And that's what this show is about. We're
Yes.
having a lot of fun.
We appreciate
We're
it.
educating
Yes.
each other. So
Yeah.
it's not us, just us educating you. You're educating us on some things about how you may feel about it. And that's what this show is about. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause and we will be right back. You are listening to Vantage Point Ladies edition right here on Radio 1 AM 1000.
Broadband VI, the territory's fastest and most reliable internet service provider. The network for streaming all of your work, education, and entertainment needs. Working from home. Need to conduct a conference call or support school distance
Don't make her dance. Don't make her dance. She started clapping her hands like that. No. What is that? You look like you're doing a hula dance or something. No. We gotta get you some music.
I thought I was streaming. I was streaming.
Oh,
Streaming.
Lord,
Joanna. Jump.
Okay, there you go.
Joanna. Jump. Okay.
Yeah. You got it.
Now you play me like jump. Come on. What?
Oh,
They know I'm silly.
yes.
They know I'm silly.
It's all good. It's all good.
One ad for a special offer.
Well, we got past the whole hour and a half.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect with the Keisha Cole. I should have cheated. Hey!
My mother used to love Nelly.
I used to love Nelly too. Oh, fine little song. Just that music. This one music was music. Sing it.
The best is when my mother, she wanted to listen to Mystical, right? She said, I like Mystical. She said, he sound like a rapping James Brown. Watch yourself. All right, so she's like, I want his CD. So I'm like, okay, mommy, I'm gonna get it for you. And she wouldn't wait. So she went down on the block on the corner and bought the CD. Went home, put it in the CD player. She said, oh Lord, that boy got a funky mouth. I said, mommy, you supposed to buy the CD in Walmart or Walgreens, not on the corner.
Yeah.
She said,
Censor.
I didn't know that's what he was saying. I said,
What? Show me what you're working with. Oh. Hey. We talking about cheating? Should you stay? Should you leave? What you do? What should you do? Hey, what should you do? Should you keep them?
Leave me the hell alone.
Do women cheat better?
Yeah, I think we do.
Whoa.
We just do it better. Don't get mad.
You don't know what you do to me. No matter what. What? You know when she went out, that's cheating. That's cheating.
I think about you when I went my boo.
When I went my boo.
Ain't that crazy? Shit.
What? Kelly was cheating. Or Nelly. Kelly was cheating or Nelly.
Everybody was cheating.
Kelly was cheating.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
I'm singing. I think about you when I'm with my boo. That's just a waste of time, man. Come on.
Wait, what?
You got one man thinking the child is his and it belongs to somebody else.
Oh, Maury.
Right?
Maury. Hey. That's that real good music. Oh, you put your shoulder in it. Oh, put your shoulder. Say, you don't know what you do to me. Hey.
Then why should you go be with him?
Even when I'm with my boo.
And your boo ain't doing something right all that time.
Right? All right, look. Oh, the shoulders. The shoulder day. Come on. Let's do shoulders.
Cabbage patch.
Okay, now do this. Do this. Hey. Oh. You know I got 6 personalities.
So send me home with my shoulder be hurting me. I'm like, I don't know why.
Look at all this. I can't believe. Look, I need to come here all the time because I don't have this much internet at home. My Wi-Fi be like, no. I get like 20 minutes and that's it. So like I've been live for an hour and 25 minutes. Like that is just amazing. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I'm crazy over you. I'm trying to get people to call in. They're looking. My ladies are scared.
The time is now 8:30.
Hey. Hey, do the station name.
WVWI Radio 1 AM 1000, Charlotte Amalia, U.S. Virgin Islands.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the host, Radio 1, its staff, or sponsors of the broadcast. Participants in all our call-in talk shows are reminded to turn radios down while speaking on air. When you get through to the show, you'll hear the radio on your telephone. That's your signal to hold on. You're next in line. Please adhere to all guidelines set by your host to ensure your welcome participation in all forums on Talk Radio 1.
And you are back. That's right. You're
Welcome
back,
back.
ladies. Vantage Point, ladies edition, right here on AM 1000 Radio 1. You're sitting in with Miss J.
Lady D.
And it's me, Angie Poe.
Listen, y'all, we got a hot topic tonight. We are bouncing off the men's topic from last night, where the men are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So don't forget, we have a topic for them to discuss before we get out of here. We're definitely going to let them know what they're going to be talking about tomorrow. But tonight we are discussing if your significant other confessed to cheating, would you forgive? And we've had some interesting calls, all from men. So that's interesting to me. So the brother bust us out that we haven't had any calls from the women yet, but there's a reason why.
Hater.
He's a hater. That's because they are sitting next to the cheaters. So, now something I brought up earlier. What about the appearance of cheating? So, say you bust it down and, okay, this girl has been calling you. No, we haven't cheated, but we have been talking. I need someone to talk to about, things that are going on in my life. But we haven't done anything. We're just friends.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.
See, this is where like that double standard comes in, because, and again, another wise gentleman that I know, don't do something that you wouldn't want me to do.
Facts.
So if I had that friend, that male friend that I talk to, because I need somebody to talk to because I'm going through things in life, that's not going to fly. So this is where, like one of our callers earlier would say, this is where you got to set boundaries and standards. And, women have had to struggle for equality for so long through so many different circumstances. So at what point do you demand your own equality? So at what point do you not put up with things in a relationship that man would not put up with from you?
Exactly.
So, so because the minute that you gave that excuse, they would look at you like you got two heads. So, and the hurtful part about it is that that man is going looking for emotional support and confiding in another woman. And, women are really the emotional creatures in the relationship. So that hurts them more than you can ever understand and believe. The fact that I'm sitting here and you're not talking to me.
But you're discussing with another woman about
I don't know what's going on in your life. I ask you, hi, honey, how you doing? What's going on? And nothing. I'm good. Nothing. But some other woman knows the intimate details of your day, of the ins and outs of your life, and probably our life. Because more than likely, you're complaining to her about what's going on in our house.
and you.
But that's the honeymoon stage, because the reality step in after you start, they have those relationships, and then she become the nag and the bugaboo and all that other stuff.
That's when they confess.
That's when
and
it
try
all
to come
yeah,
back.
'cause she'll come knocking on the door and be like, I've been sleeping. I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
Yeah, and so that and that's why sometimes I'm like, it all depends on the circumstances, because did you just get up and realize that, look, I just made a mistake. I love my woman. I love my wife. I am so sorry, honey. This is what I did. Can you ever forgive me? Or is it that your side piece is no longer fun, and it's no longer, that love affair, and it's worse than the relationship that you were escaping from, and now you finally appreciate what you've had all along, and you're trying to salvage it before it completely goes left. And then now, like Miss J said, now you're stuck with this other woman, because just because you decide you're sorry and you're going back to your woman doesn't mean the other chick is going to let go. So now she has to put up with this chick seeing her in the street, because we live on a small island. And y'all, oh my gosh, y'all talk. Y'all talk. Y'all talk about women talking. Oh, y'all talk. So
Who talk? The men talk?
yes,
They rappers. They rappers with the new
yes. Let me tell you. So then now you got to deal with seeing this woman, knowing that she knows and you know, and then whatever else comes with what she gonna tell her girlfriend.
Girl, he told me.
It's a small world.
You that guy, he done told his friends, and then they done tell whoever they sleeping with, because it's called pillow talk. So now the whole island looking at you crazy. So even if you just was like, okay, maybe we could salvage our relationship, the amount of embarrassment that comes with it, is it really worth it?
Is it worth it? Okay.
It ain't worth it.
What you say?
Once again, I mean, I've been on the fence. I've been telling you the way I feel. I'm sorry. I guess, I have had plenty of girlfriends that become sisters. I've gotten the 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning phone calls because they men didn't come home. She want to pull up, and I had to tell her I ain't got bill money, and that nature. But I've been on the receiving end for so many things. Like my husband, and now I'm gonna just get a little personal. You know what I mean? Can I have a minute, my sisters?
Yes,
okay. My first husband. The woman called the house and described my bedroom.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
And he said,
I might
it's one of your girlfriend's plan on the phone. I mean, she knew.
Oh, he told you it was your girlfriend.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends told one of their friends to call to play games.
Okay.
And I told you, I've done that when I was, because I was married I was married at 20 years old.
Okay.
So these games were played in my younger years, you know what I mean? And the woman described every picture in my bedroom, my linen and everything. This is before, virtual anything. So she ain't see it nowhere.
But up close and personal.
But in close and personal. And with that being said, and to be fair,
That's another show. Snap.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat there, and I think I cried to his grandmother. And she told me, leave his tail. She kept it real with me. He's not going to change. And he didn't change. He has gotten married and divorced. He has gotten babies and married and divorced again. So he wasn't going to change. And I'm grateful that I had an OG, because that grandmother was my grandmother at that point, that told me like it is. And sometimes you need someone that's really your support team, and that's not judgmental, and that's going to keep it real with you because it's a very sticky situation with cheating. Cheating is so bigger than those words, and I keep saying that. I mean, you're giving so much more of yourself. You're giving you to someone I don't know. I need you to give to me. I deserve it because I have to put up. Have y'all ever seen a man that's sick?
You always ask that, yes.
Like I had to put up. You know, I've done the job. I don't feel like it's fair that someone else can just come in
And reap the benefits.
and reap the benefits.
And
Yeah.
that goes back to, and it's gonna always come back to this, your standards. And you know, I think that men take the women that actually care for them and take care of them for granted. And then so you go out looking for something else, realizing that she's not gonna take care of you when you sick.
No, they don't never. But
She's not gonna cook for you and clean up behind you.
Can we flip it for 1 second? Because you know we got personal. Can you tell a story about what you did?
No, let her finish her thought.
Oh, okay, I want you to finish your thought, but I want you to tell the story.
Why you coming for me? I ain't call. Don't come for me if I ain't call you.
Tell your version of the story. We all gave our little
We are on the radio. We are speaking objectively. Giving my objective opinion.
Person because of that, just giving an example.
Yeah,
So
for
that
sure,
was
for sure.
right. But I like what you said regarding the grandmother telling you, leave this behind.
Yeah.
But you have some women who say a man gonna be a man.
Yes.
And I don't think
you have a lot of women.
Yeah, that say a man is going to be, and that's not acceptable. Not for me. That is not acceptable for me. Because one, you can't group every man in that category.
Yes.
Now, believe it or not, Lady D, I thought about what you just said. You know, if a man came and just really poured his heart out before getting busted.
And not because that their side relationship just went south.
Right. And not because they broke up with the side piece. The side team.
Or you realize she was crazier than the woman you had.
Right. And if he honestly came and was like, listen, this is what I did. I screwed up, I messed up, blah, blah, blah. Now, I may say, I'll think about it. Before, I was just like, no, negative. And that was the beginning of the show. But after the way you said it, and if he came with a heartfelt, and not with all these extra things, because this is what forced you
to do it. Because it was really your fault and not mine.
Because you're not sorry because you are sorry. You're sorry because you got busted.
Yeah.
And that's what I am totally, no, it's a negative. But the way you said, I would think about it. I didn't say I would change my mind, but at least
you would think about it.
I would think about it.
But then there's a second side to that. Because it can't be just, you know, the confession and the asking for forgiveness.
Yes.
I need the actions that go with it. So I might say, you know, hey, yeah, you know, let's try to work it out. But if you see later on down the line, those behaviors haven't changed. That sincerity towards change and just, you know, trying to put everything into building that trust back up isn't there, then guess what? You don't deserve a second chance.
Now, see, once again, my situation was what it was, and I was crazy. I wanted to talk to the women, not fight her, but I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to confirm that they were over, and I wanted to know, how far did y'all take this? I needed to know. I promise you, my brain did not stop when knowing he was doing his thing, and that right there, I mean, it caused so much friction. I started losing weight. I started losing my mind, thinking about, what did I miss? What did I not see this coming? So him coming to me, and have you ever seen your partner go through a breakup with his girlfriend? It's the worst thing ever. It's like they lost a puppy. And you know, and I'm like, why is he acting weird? He just broke up with his girlfriend. So with that being said, even if he would have, yes, it's the
It
truth.
took a minute. I didn't
I'm
register. at
like,
first. I'm
okay,
like,
man, let me see.
hold on.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm his girlfriend.
sorry, that took a minute. It did not register. at
No,
first.
you don't think of it like when you say something like that. A woman would never think.
But
my
they
man
do.
is breaking up with his.
Because he go through these
That's why he
changes.
acting like that.
He acting crazy. I mean, look, I'm very observant. That's my investment. So I'm watching him like that way I watch my stock market. So I told you, my brain don't stop going. So I'm observing you. I know what you're doing differently.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
you know what? If you know that about yourself, then you know that. Look, the answer for you is a no.
That's why I said what?
Yeah, no, because unless you got
It's a
that
no for me.
girlfriend that's just waiting on speed dial with that bill money, and then you don't want to take it too far, and it's like we in a federal, you gotta walk away, walk away.
Yeah,
Walk
At
away.
the end of the day, I think it's time to, because it really, as you said, what's the point if you can't really forgive and really, as the caller said, really, and you said, Lady D, that if you can't really forgive and really be in a committed relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people who have made it through the storm.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I know a couple
Yeah.
who, at a church I used to attend when I was stateside, they were leaders of the married couples,
Wow.
and the wife actually said her husband cheated on her the first 7 years of their marriage.
Wow.
Not only just cheated, they have an outside child.
Yeah.
She really took her vows to heart and worked. Now, don't get me, this is a beautiful
She
couple.
did.
And now they're at a place where he's preaching, she's that support behind him, and he worships the ground that she walks on, literally. And I think because of the fact he knows where he's messed up and all of that, and sometimes it just takes a higher power to humble someone and bring them back down to earth, because she's stuck with him through thick and thin. But it's a beautiful relationship they have now, and now their testimony can help someone.
Yeah,
else.
sometimes you got to go through to get through.
And I will say this, there are a lot of older people that I've talked to that have gone through that. And I think, I don't want to say this because that's not accurate, but I think that the men it's unfortunate that they didn't have that appreciation for them without the drama and the cheating and all the other stuff. But they have this bigger appreciation for them because it's like, you didn't have to stay with me through this. You didn't have to put up with this. You didn't have to do this. And then you can see them where, they have their kids, their grandkids, and, they're just an older, happy couple. But that doesn't work for everyone. And especially, we had a caller on one of the shows who was talking about just relationships being grounded in God. And, I tried to stay away from politics and religion, but my dad told me that one day. We were talking about relationships and just, men and women and issues. And his point was like, the first mistake you young people make is that, you're supposed to come together under God, Allah, because once you ground your relationship in Him, then it's no longer about the two of you. It's about staying together in that spirituality. So I think that does play a part in it as well.
Do you think so? So a couple that prays together
Stays together.
Sometimes depends, because they got a lot of drama in the church. Ooh, you watch Greenleaf?
That's I hate that movie.
Great.
I hate that show.
They got some dirty pastors out there, boy.
Caller. So, we do try to stay away from, those two topics. But we have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on the air. Tell us what you want us to hear.
All what you're talking about points out the importance of getting to know a person before you start having sex with them. Which I keep telling people. Once you start having sex with a person, you put on the rose-colored glasses. You don't see what everybody else sees. Everybody else sees their flaws. You don't see it until long after. And then when you start complaining, everybody around you are like, yeah,
That's true.
And I find that's the problem. People get into relationships with people that they really don't know as yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the relationship goes on, then they start discovering. But by that time, they are locked into it. Sometimes they already have had children with a person. But it's not that the person was slick. I've yet to find a player that's actually slick. They get caught all the time.
All the time. All the time.
But it's not that they're good at it. It's just that they're with people who allow them to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's what I think people need to pay attention, because once you have children with a person, children need the input of two people.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to not have children with somebody that you can't be with for at least 20 years. And so that means you need to slow down and look at who you are planned or intended to have children with. And you need to look at them and carefully and observe and figure.
Yes, somebody did say.
And also talk to. Well, the other thing I find too
Mm-hmm.
is that women tend to think that they're good at judging the characters of men, and they tend to be horrible at it.
Behavior change. Someone did say it though.
Bad at it.
Someone said it. They said about children, right? That's what you're talking about.
And what gets you all in trouble? Because you all think that you know the person and you understand the reasons of what they're doing. And even when somebody's telling you, including men, I think sometimes I tell women, look, the thing he's doing, this is not a good thing. This is going to lead to trouble. And they will sit there and argue with me. And I'm like, I'm a man. And you're telling me you understand what men do and why they do it better than me, and you're a female? And they would argue me to the ground. And I'm like, okay. And then time goes on, and, they come back and like, you're right.
Wow. So, caller, would you forgive if your significant other came and said, I cheated, I did you wrong, please forgive me? What would you say to that?
Goodbye.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
I like that.
Where do you go from there?
Nowhere.
Something led them to cheat. And I don't know what explanation, what scenario that they can come with that would make me want them back. We had a relationship. Something was going wrong in the relationship, wasn't being met. Instead of talking with me, you decided to go and have a relationship and talk with somebody else, do stuff with somebody else. I don't see what's the point. Well, I would try to work it out. Still don't quite, as you point out, it didn't work, and I would say it's unlikely to work. So the person decided, you and they have children, and they decided to go and bring in somebody else into the relationship. I'm not sure. There would have to be some unusual circumstances, and then there are always exceptions. So yes, there may be, but there'll be an unusual circumstance where it would be worth working on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Majority, you'll find that they're just going to do it again.
Okay, all right.
And which I'm more the kind of thing, I'll try to figure that out from the time I find that I'm attracted to the person, they're attracted to me. After that, I'm looking at, okay, that they've already passed the thing that I'm attracted to them. Now the question is, what's wrong with them? Because something is wrong with everybody.
Everybody.
Okay.
Something wrong with them. And so the question is, what is it? And is it something that I can deal with?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm looking at. What is it that's wrong with them? And it could be, and what it varies, now, and if it turns out that they're unlikely to be faithful to me, then I'm like, okay, no point in a relationship, because apparently I'm going to be the only one actually in a relationship. They're going to be out there, and it could be too, I look at how do they react when they get mad at me. Are they going to want to disappear for days because I did something they didn't like? And I am going to, in a relationship, I am going to do something they don't like.
That's an interesting perspective, caller.
Okay.
I had a little on what the caller said. He just going back to earlier when he was speaking about the fact that it's important to
And thank you, caller, for
Thank you,
keeping
caller,
us
caller.
right here. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
when he was saying earlier that it's important to get to know the person before you have sex, but
Before
what
you
if-
procreate.
But what? No, we don't even gotta. It don't gotta be procreating.
That's what he said.
He said sex. He said sex.
Oh, he said before.
But
kids.
what if sex is the problem? What if that's why you're cheating? Like, you got to know the person, you like the person, but what if the sex is the problem?
Now that's a whole nother scenario because
That's another show.
due to health.
That's another show.
Yeah.
Okay, I hold,
When you
I hold
can't,
that point.
is it
I
okay?
hold that point.
That is definitely another show. But at the end of the day, it is still
cheating.
It's still cheating.
Not if it's agreed upon. He said the number one root word he said was allow.
Oh.
He said allow. Like, once again, allow. If you agreed upon it, and you know it's a lot of stuff going on. As we get older, we got some issues. So if you agreed upon allowing your partner to step out and do
That's
something,
not cheating. So then that's another show too.
I guess that's another show. Yeah,
That's another show
Yeah.
too. That's not cheating. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that
and
threesome
that's
show
that
that we
swing.
were talking
Yeah,
about.
the swing, the swingers.
All right, so we got about 4 minutes left. I want you to go around and just, before we give the gentlemen what they're going to be talking about tomorrow, I want you to give your final thoughts on this discussion.
My final thoughts is my thoughts that I have almost every week, that we have to get back to basics. We have to get back to respecting ourselves, get back to mentoring each other and being each other's keepers and having standards and just knowing what you will accept and won't accept and knowing what's acceptable and what's unacceptable. And don't, if it don't sit well with you, if it's making your stomach hurt, if it's making your head hurt, don't keep eating it. That's my view.
Okay, Miss Angie Pooh.
Okay, so my view is easy. Treat me the way you want to be treated. If you can't dish it, don't expect me to accept it. So, I mean, it's just overall, like, it is what it is. I mean, we're not going to conquer the whole cheating facts in 1 hour, an hour and a half. But, you know, at the same time,
Make a dent in it.
yeah, at the same time, you know, guys, you know, wrap it up. Stop it. You know, you ever come to a stop sign? Just stop. Just stop.
And when you don't stop, you get in an accident.
Oh.
And that's what they was like, oh, baby, it was an accident.
How you slip and fall?
If you don't got insurance for it, don't do it.
Don't do it. Stop it.
Well, my mama always said, ain't nothing outside after midnight except 7-Eleven and a woman's legs.
And a Waffle House in Atlanta, Georgia.
So we ain't got no 7-Eleven up in here.
And we ain't got no Waffle House.
So that's the only thing I'm thinking of. You shouldn't be doing it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I can understand the forgiveness, but because Lady D, the way she said it,
So
I would
cute.
consider depending on the situation. I would think about it. I can't guarantee that I could say, turn around and say yes, but at least now I could say, okay,
I
can
try to
see her
believe in
point.
redemption. But
Yeah, see, and
you
you're
you gotta prove it though.
right. And I think with that thought, I could probably maybe think about it a little bit more. But it's
Maybe kind of sort of with one eye
not really.
squinted, hopping up and down on my left foot with
Okay, ladies, it has been a blast as usual. Audience, oh, we love you as always. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting all of our shows at Radio 1 AM 1000. We are new, not on the island, but it's under new management, Infinity Broadcasting, and we just want to make this even better than what it was, and we're working our way to it. So, if you definitely want to advertise on any of our shows, the number to call is 776-1000. We have some great prices going on right now, so you might want to get in on that. Make sure that you listen tomorrow to our other half, our men's edition of Vantage Point. But not only that, make sure you start your day off with Miss Barbara in the morning. Then you got Mr. Liston Davis. Then you got Mr. Shinnery. So we got a whole lineup for you that starts off in the morning. But definitely always keep it locked right here, Radio 1 AM 1000. This has been Vantage Point. We appreciate the love and we appreciate you. You all have a good night. And we will see you Friday on our new time at 7 p.m. So keep it locked right here. We got some music coming up for you. Ladies, you want to say bye-bye?
Bye, y'all.
Deuces.
It has been a blast. We will talk to you on Friday. Keep the love out there. Keep it positive. And let us just say that the topic tomorrow, since Valentine's Day and all of that good stuff is coming, what is the perfect gift? And is there ever a perfect gift for all these holidays that come up? The gift exchange idea. Is it overrated? Is it worth it? All right, something to talk about, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. Think about it. Keep it locked here for their answer tomorrow. We will see you, and goodbye from Vantage Point.
Deuces.
WI Radio 1 AM 1.
Angie Poo? Do you know Angie?
Who's that?
Who is she? Oh, Angie Poo.
Hey, it's me, Angie Poo. Oh. Go ahead, I'm listening.
So we need to do a promo so she can start airing.